Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Going On Daily, your go-to morning show for the latest updates, lively discussions, and a whole lot of fun. I'm your host, Mike Palmer, and joining me today, as always, is the wonderful Becky Turner. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
I'm good, thank you. How's the weather up there in Canada?
It's not good.
Is it still cold up there this time of year? Or you guys get warm at all?
It's starting to get warm. I would say, hold on, let me do the conversion here. 40,
Oh, yes, the
70-ish.
freedom measurements for us.
Right. It's about 70, but we've had this wind for a couple weeks now that will not stop, and it is very, very cold. So this is pretty unusual for us. It's normally a lot warmer at this point of time.
Down here in Florida, it's going to be 96 today.
Becky.
Yeah,
For my Canadian viewers, that's about 30, 33.
it's already hot for us. We normally don't get this hot till like August, so
Really?
we're expecting a very hot summer.
That sounds amazing.
All right, we got a lot of stuff to get into today, and we only have an hour, so we'll get started. So, first topic on the list is Temu shopping lawsuits. Now, I do use Temu.
Do you?
I do. I have used it a couple times, but no problems at all. But I already get a lot of spam crap anyway. But I
No
didn't know.
problems that you know of yet.
That's true. I was going to order something yesterday. My wife orders on Shein all the time, and we checked
Mhm.
Shein. She has better luck with Shein than I do with Temu. Plus, it's a lot faster, and you
Mhm.
don't hear about the lawsuits. So, and the
Exactly.
stuff was cheaper actually.
On Temu or on
No, on
Shein?
Shein.
Really? Okay. The only thing I've seen on Shein or on Temu is like dirt cheap. Like my kid ordered something the other day. My kid's 11,
Right.
and all of a sudden there's a package at the door and it says her name. And I was like, "What on earth is this?" And I'm thinking, this kid got my credit card. This kid
Right.
somehow hooked up to my PayPal. And she said, no, it was completely free, including shipping. Like they're shipping all the way to
Oh,
Canada.
I've seen that on social media where they're offering free stuff with a code or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was
it-
a little stuffed animal, and I'm thinking like, okay, if an 11-year-old has access to do that, you know, I'm a
right.
little
There's got to be some exchange for the little stuffed animal.
yeah, yeah,
Something
right.
they're doing. Something shady.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, well, we'll get into it with what the lawsuit is for. But if anyone doesn't know, Temu is a shopping app slash website, and where basically consumers can buy things directly from their factories overseas for cheap, 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 or at least cheap compared to North American standards. These are things like electronics, clothing, furniture, and they come from mostly China. So, what kind of things have you been buying off of it?
I just tested it a couple of times. One of the podcasts I do, our engineer wears a mask, and we sort of give him a fake name. So I've ordered a couple of masks on there, like this giant Christmas tree for him to wear on his head. Just junk. Nothing more than like $30-$40 just to try it out.
Right. Okay.
Nothing significant. And honestly, other than the mask, I don't even know what the other stuff was or where it is.
What kind of a mask? Now you have me intrigued. Is it like a COVID mask
No,
or
no.
like a Halloween mask?
We give him a fake name. Some reason when we started using an engineer on the show, it became the third person for the show, and we started
Mhm.
calling him Phil the engineer.
Okay.
So we don't allow him to show his face. It's kind of a shtick for the show. So every month he uses a different mask. It might be a Halloween mask. At Christmas,
Okay.
it was this giant Christmas tree that he wore on his head that had holes on it for the eyes.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's just little different things. People seem to
There's
like.
actually a page on, I want to say it's TikTok. I'm not a huge TikTok person, but she completely wears a mask. Nobody knows what she looks like. She does dances and things like that. And she has a huge following because people are so curious who this girl is.
Is it the girl that wears like the ski toboggan thing with the eyes in it? It's like pink or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I think she's shown her face now, but for I think a couple years. Anyway, we're not talking about
Yeah, we're
TikTok.
not
We're
talking about
talking
that.
about
That's a
Temu.
whole different show.
So yeah, the website on Temu says that they were actually founded in Boston in 2022, but it is a subsidiary of the PDD Holdings Company, which is a commerce group out of Shanghai. So I know in America for sure, there's concerns when things are being watched by China, is there
Right.
not?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't.
We have a lot
We
of.
don't.
We think China's the big bad guy on the hill
Right.
watching us all the
I
time.
think I think Canada likes it a little bit more. Like we're a
There's
little more open
a little
to.
more of that. Well, a lot of Chinese people live in Canada.
Oh yeah, lots
Yeah,
for
easier
sure.
to get citizenship or something up there, or maybe just don't care.
Maybe there is a pretty high population in Vancouver and British Columbia and things like that, the next province over. So if you're going directly above like Seattle, lots.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. I watched the episode with you and Ron where I was, and the geography of Canada needs a lesson. So we're going to have a session one day.
yeah, I have no idea where anything. Everything just north. It's just that way.
Yeah, exactly. North,
Everything's
cold
just north from here.
and
It's
north.
cold and it's north. Yeah. I got a couple of friends that I talk to regularly that live up there too, and where they live, I don't
I was
know.
going to say where. No, you have
I
no
don't.
idea.
I have no idea. No idea at all. No idea.
Hilarious. Okay, so I know that a lot of people don't even know what Temu is. They did hit the Super Bowl ads pretty hard this year.
Yeah,
Not
that's
sure if
right.
you're
They
a Super
did.
Bowl fan, but they really did. So a lot of Canadians for sure were introduced to it during the Super Bowl. I did know about it last year. My kids know everything. They're little, somehow they know everything. Yeah, there's two proposed class action lawsuits against them currently filed, last year in the district courts of New York and Illinois. And then a third one was brought about in Quebec. That's in Canada
Right.
this
I've
past
heard of that.
year. Okay. I feel like everyone knows Quebec.
Yes.
But yeah, the US and the Canadian governments they have privacy concerns. Ron says A. Hey,
Hey.
I say hey, not A. The US and Canadian governments have privacy concerns with Temu and other platforms like TikTok. We've all heard for a few years now that that's another Chinese-owned company. They're spying on you. You don't know what you're agreeing to when you download it.
Right.
So the permissions upon the download don't adequately detail how invasive Temu can actually be, is what these class action lawsuits are saying. So realistically, no one reads the fine print when they download anything anyway, do you?
Nobody reads those things. No.
So you could be giving them access to absolutely anything, and you have no idea
Sure. I
because you just
guess.
want the
Right.
app, you want the cheap products.
Right.
Temu has a rebuttal that, they only collect the minimum
We not
information.
taking information. We good people. We know
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. They're only taking the minimum amount of information that is needed to run the service, and they deny all
Wait. What is the
allegations.
minimum amount of information they need from me?
I mean, I guess your name and address and
So the stuff I
credit.
voluntarily give would be, we only take what you voluntarily give us is how they should word that. Not we
Yeah,
take minimum amount of information from you.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you look into Meta or anything like that, they also take so much information.
Oh
There was
yeah,
years where my mom wouldn't download the Messenger app because she thought that that was giving them more information, even though she has Facebook. Like it's
Facebook. Yeah, whatever you talk about, whatever you search shows up in your ads anyway. So I mean, they're always listening.
yeah, really. And is that the main point of these companies selling your information or finding out all the information so that they can just make targeted ads toward you?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's just a
Tell you what
consumerism
it is
thing.
you think you want to buy.
Okay, well, you should see some of the ads that Temu puts on for me. I don't know what I've searched up that it thinks that I want this, but it's always
It's that porn story you did last week.
yeah, right. I have my phone on safe search, okay? My browser is always on safe search. But yeah, I don't know, it suggests all kinds of things. Like speaking of masks, like the weird rubber dog masks for like S&M sort of stuff. Why it
Oh, for
thinks
people. I thought you meant like a dog muzzle. So, like the other day, I
oh
was looking at
no,
dog muzzles that look like the dog's mean because my friend has a German Shepherd, and it's just kind of funny. But
I have a
now,
German Shepherd too.
between what you just mentioned, my phone heard, and what I actually searched, I'm concerned what I'm going to get now.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these ads, honestly, I'll start screenshotting them and share them in our private group because they're not appropriate for the public.
Oh, yeah. Oh, then it is the story you did last. You dirty girl.
Yeah, right. Hilarious. Okay, so back to Timo. So they can
Okay,
access
back to
data. They can access your data via your camera, your photos, your messages, your
your
contacts.
camera. I got to turn my phone
Yeah,
around. Hold on.
your messages, your contacts, and other apps. So other apps, maybe I could understand they want to see, where the patterns are,
Sure.
but your contacts, I mean, they don't know who people
I'm
are.
concerned about my camera. I mean, you leave your phone laying around all the time.
Yeah, right.
Listen to music or podcast while you're taking a shower or something.
My phone sees me naked every day. And then the other thing too is your photos. So it's looking through your photos, your screenshots, your private, your intimate moments, pictures of your kids, your grandkids, whoever.
Right.
So,
Oh,
that's pretty creepy in my opinion. There's a US based firm that does investigations into stuff like this, and I believe that the Quebec lawsuit, they've brought them on to do some investigating. It's called Grizzly, but they actually call Temu the most dangerous app in wide circulation, more so than TikTok. And they
I
say
have
that
to,
the reach,
I have to
they
delete it off my phone
right.
while
Well,
we're
I
talking,
was
just to
actually
be safe.
listening. It was on the news, Edmonton local news yesterday. It was talking about Temu as well, and they were saying
Edmonton. Where's Edmonton?
kind of above Montana.
Thank you. Those are great references. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they were saying that even if you've downloaded it, but you don't currently have it, they have your stuff now.
Oh crap! It's too
It's
late.
like, yeah, if you've downloaded it once, you are cooked. But yeah,
Ah,
they were saying the reach of the app goes for phones way beyond what the privacy policy says up front.
right.
And they have the potential to access way more of the file system than we actually think. And they say that the security issues actually amount to spyware. That's how bad it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel so violated now. I feel
All
dirty.
this for cheap products.
Right.
You
And
could have just gone to Walmart.
now they're cheaper than Walmart.
They are a lot cheaper than Walmart. And I find that Walmart's not even that cheap anymore.
No, really, it's not. Not what it used to be.
Hmm.
I guess they have Walmarts in Canada too. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In every town. We don't have Sam's Club or anything like that, but we have Walmart.
Do you have any of the big clubs like Costco or
We have
BJ's? Or,
Costco. Yeah.
you have Costco.
What are the other ones?
BJ's?
Nope.
No, no.
No.
That
Oh,
sounds
I
very
thought there
big.
was more. I thought there was more coming.
No, that's really the big three that I've heard of down here.
Mm. Yeah, we'll have a whole discussion one day about the absolute culture shock between like where I am and where you are, because everything is so different. When I go down and travel, like I've got family in South Carolina. My brother lived in Alabama for a while.
Oh wow.
When I go down to visit, it is completely different.
Is it really that different, huh?
Yeah, night and
Yeah,
day.
we'll have to talk about that. All right, moving on. We're talking about the latest box office hits and flops. It seems that the box office industry has made a resurgent after COVID finally.
Mm.
So I've got the top three or four box offices, and then the worst of the top three. And some of these I haven't even heard of before. Like the number one hit, the South Korean horror film that has been a massive hit. It's called Exuma, Exuma.
Oh, I have heard of this.
Have you heard of that?
I don't know what it is, but I've definitely heard the name.
Earning nearly $95 million globally. It's one of the biggest films in South Korea since the pandemic, with impressive box office performance both domestically and internationally. And that one I've never heard of before.
No.
And then The Beekeepers just come out. I haven't heard about that one. Jason Statham's new action film, directed by David Ayer, grossed $152.7 million worldwide. It provided a significant boost to theaters during a quiet period early in the year. That's the one where he's a beekeeper who used to be a spy or something, or he's a spy that
Oh,
is a beekeeper.
that's so different from every other Jason Statham movie. Oh, he's
Right.
a spy? Secret. He's
But now,
retired.
now he's a naturalist. He's a beekeeper, so it's
That's right.
okay. He
Just
stings
living a
people and
peaceful life, trying to make honey, and then
right,
something
just
bad
trying to make
happens.
honey, and then the people just won't leave him alone, like in every single movie.
He
You
has to
think
protect the population.
if you saw Jason Statham, just leave him alone
Right, just let him make honey in peace, you
and let
guys.
him make honey and be happy over it. All right, Kung Fu Panda, this family-friendly animated film, has been a major success, grossing $484.4 million globally. It has helped Universal and DreamWorks push the franchise past $2 billion now.
Wow.
Now, I don't. My youngest child is 23 years old, so I am familiar with the movies, but I haven't seen any of them. Do your kids
Mm.
like those movies?
I don't like them. I love kids' movies. I love Disney, Pixar, whatever, DreamWorks. I did not ever like Kung Fu Panda.
Really? Why is that?
It's
Too
boring.
violent? Boring?
Violent, that's right.
I think it's too violent. Too much
And
cartoon
I hate
violence.
when animals do martial arts. No, it's
If they would only just make honey, it'd be fine.
that's right. I would way rather watch a beekeeper. Yeah, I don't know. I just found it just kind of boring. My kids never liked it either. We never got
Is
into
it? Is it maybe Jack Black? Are you not a Jack Black
No,
fan?
I love Jack Black. I love him.
Yeah, just not as a fat panda bear.
I don't know.
It
I
just
think I'd
doesn't
watch
work
it
for
again.
me.
How
It
about
doesn't
this?
work.
I'll watch it this week, and
All
next
right,
time
and
I'm
then
back
next week, then
on.
you can tell me if it's any good next week.
But they have several in the franchise, do they not? Multiple.
Yeah, this is number 4.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so this is going on, I think. Let me just search it up quick. I think it's been going on since 2008. So almost 20 years.
Oh wow, that's a long
Yeah.
time
Mm-hmm.
to be a fat panda bear.
Right.
I think I did see the first one, but I'm not familiar with any of the others. Did he
Mm-hmm.
fight a tiger in the first one? Was that the bad guy? Was the tiger? I think.
Or was she good? I think that's Angelina Jolie who does that voice. I
Oh,
don't
it was a girl
remember.
tiger. Oh no,
Yeah, Girl Tiger.
I don't even know.
So not only is she, a top predator, she's also hormonal. So that makes her a really great
Right, yeah, she's extra mean 1
antagonist.
week out of the month.
Yes, she is.
All right, Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire, continuing the MonsterVerse success. This film has had a strong box office showing with $80 million domestic opening weekend and 196 million total global gross. This one I don't get. I mean, I'm a big King Kong fan. I love King Kong, but I'm getting a little tired of seeing King Kong and Godzilla fight each other.
There's other monsters that you could recreate. No.
I think in this one there's other big giant apes.
Oh, okay. So,
Because the last one, Godzilla and Kong became friends fighting the mechanical
oh,
Godzilla.
of course they did.
So now they're buddies. So now I guess in this one, the two of them fight an army of giant apes or something. I don't. Not
Interesting. Ron is saying it was a great movie. My husband really wanted to go see it. Maybe it's still in theaters. I don't know. He couldn't convince me to go. I had no desire.
My wife hates going to movies, so I usually have to wait till they come out on TV.
Oh no. I love
Yeah,
movies. I just
I
haven't
love movies too.
seen a good movie in theaters come out for quite a while.
Yeah, and it's so expensive.
Oh.
I mean, if they're making $196 million globally, they're getting a lot of money there.
The last movie I took my entire family to, it cost well over 100. Oh, my husband just popped on. He says that it's not.
Oh,
I'm guessing when I say it's a terrible movie, he says it's not.
oh yeah. I was like, oh, Andrew. Andrew loves the Godzilla movies.
Yeah, well, you didn't go see it. You didn't love it enough.
Oh,
But it definitely cost us like $100, I think, for the popcorn and everything, and then
right.
it was like another almost 80 for movie tickets.
That's
So,
where they make the money on the snacks.
but how do you resist? You walk in and it's like,
I know they got the smell pumped in, and
yeah,
you can't pass it up.
I am a sucker for popcorn. I will buy it all day long. I even have stopped at the movie theater in our town just to pick up a bag and then I leave.
Really?
Yeah, I don't go see a movie.
That's weird. Can't you
No,
make it? Do you guys have microwaves in Canada? We have microwaves in America. You can
what
make
are
your own.
microwaves?
It's a magic box. You put this little flat thing in, turn it on. You even hit a popcorn button, and then boop, you got a bag of popcorn.
We do, but because I'm like a little sketchy with radiation, I like to do it on the stove.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I forgot. All right, the biggest flops lately. One called "I Saw the TV Glow." The name sounds like a flop.
I was gonna say it doesn't sound like it's a very good movie.
Despite being a unique A24 production, which I don't know what that is, maybe some type of 3D thing or something.
Okay.
It only grossed $4.2 million, struggling to attract a broad audience.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I have it pulled up here. I saw the TV glow. Two teenagers bond over their love of a supernatural TV show, but it's mysteriously canceled. Okay, every show I watch gets canceled, so this is not news.
Does it say? Look up, see what an A24 film is, because the second worst film, Evil Does Not Exist, is another A24 film, earning only $671,000.
Oh, geez. Hopefully their budget
really,
was a lot less than that.
Probably another show about kids who like TV or something.
A24 is a film distribution company based in New York City, so it's just like a private company.
Oh, not any type of special effect or anything. Apparently, they're bad at picking movies.
They really are, but they said that their highest rated film on Rotten Tomatoes with 99% approval rating was Greta Gerwig's Lady Bird and Bo Burnham's Eighth Grade. I've never heard of any of these, but
I haven't.
I guess they've had some successes, but with every success, there's a lot of failure too.
Then number three, Escape from Germany still managed just over $2 million, significantly underperforming compared to its peers.
Mhm.
That doesn't sound good either. How does Rotten Tomatoes work? I've always been confused. If you get a high level, you're a good movie on Rotten Tomatoes, or if you get a high
Yeah,
level,
I
you're a
guess.
bad movie.
I
You would
think
think with
it's
Rotten, you would want less
yeah, you'd want less tomatoes.
less
0 tomatoes
tomatoes.
would be a great no, I think it's opposite. Maybe someone really likes tomatoes. Maybe it's an Italian, they're making sauce with all those tomatoes. I also don't know how it works,
Oh, all
clearly.
right. I'll write that down. Maybe that's something we can do on a later show too. All right, moving on. Medical tourism.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Do you know anything about medical tourism?
I am familiar with the topic. Ron mentioned earlier that he has never heard of this before.
Okay. Well, Ron, I'm glad you're listening. So, medical tourism, I am definitely a patient of. I have done quite a bit of medical tourism in the last little while. So, basically, that's people traveling abroad to obtain medical treatment. And quite often, you can save between 35% and 80% on the cost. So, these are things like plastic surgery, cancer care, dental. Dental is a big one. I'm not sure what the dental is like in the US, but
It's expensive, very
in
expensive.
Canada, it's insane. So, for example, my ex-husband lost 2 front teeth. He got hit by a car, and he wears like this flipper. He wore like a flipper with teeth on it.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't wanna wear it anymore, but he can't go get implants because they're 10 grand. I think they're 10 grand a tooth. And so
Yeah, it
he
sounds
just
about right.
yeah. In Mexico, for example, I have been told that he could probably get the both of them done for about $4 to $5,000.
But how's the quality though?
Oh, amazing.
You
Okay,
never hear
so
Mexico's good for their teeth. I mean, it's just not something you
yeah,
hear
I
about that.
know. Mexico gets such a stigma. You know,
Yeah,
they have a lot of things wrong down there, as we have a lot of things wrong up here.
right.
But there's such a stigma there that you're not gonna
Everything's
get
perfect here in the middle, just so you know.
yeah, right.
Yeah, we're
Everything in the States is perfect.
perfect. Everything's
Everything we are
perfect.
not allowed to
Golden
talk about
highways
politics.
everywhere, food falling from the sky. It's great here.
That's right. Everything in the States is great. Move there, the
Right.
American dream.
Right.
So, yeah, like Mexico, their quality is so good there. I mean, granted, there are gonna be places just like there are here that
Sure.
do not do a great job. So, it is very important to do your research, but I'll get into that. So, the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention says that millions of US residents travel abroad for care annually. That's huge. That says something about your healthcare system if everyone is leaving.
Right.
One researcher estimated that 400,000 Americans travel to Mexico alone. And that was a pre-COVID number. I assume it took a huge dip there when they couldn't travel, and then it's probably
Yeah.
back up and then
Coming back
some.
up again.
Everyone's trying to get that COVID weight off, going down there for
Right.
some liposections.
I imagine there are nicer places in Mexico. I mean, you're probably not going to Tijuana for that type of stuff or something.
Well, let me get into that because I spent a lot of time in Tijuana last year.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, so the main things that people go for, like I said, are dental work, to buy prescription drugs. When I was down there, my husband and I did a walking tour of Tijuana, and the girl was so sweet, but she goes, "Hey, look, every pharmacy," and there's one every they're like Starbucks down there.
Right.
Everyone said, "Buy Ozempic here." And at the time, we didn't know what Ozempic was. Now we know. I didn't buy any, obviously, but yeah, it was buy Ozempic here. Everything is very unregulated down there. So if you want to get something, Mexico's the place to get your pharmaceuticals for a pretty reasonable cost.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
I was buying ivermectin down there for pretty cheap. Like I think a box of 4 pills, I found for $7.
Wow.
So pretty cheap. Yeah, my clinic was charging 20 for the same box. So, but yeah, people go for cancer treatments. They say not covered in the USA. They also go for cancer treatments covered. And so this is why I spent time there. So nobody really knows. I haven't talked about this yet, but I just got over breast cancer. Got over it like it was a cold.
Right.
Yeah,
Yay.
I had the sniffles for a year. And yeah, I decided that I really wanted to go to Mexico. I did not want to do traditional treatment in, thanks, Ron, congrats. In Canada, I didn't want to do chemotherapy. I didn't want to do radiation or surgery. So I got down to Tijuana because there are a ton of really good clinics down there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I spent 4 weeks, came home, and then went back for another 2 weeks. And I did all kinds of stuff. My immune system was amazing by the time I got back. The cancer had
Wow.
shrunk
Great.
a ton by the time I got back. I should have been down there for longer. I think it would have got all the cancer, but
Right.
by the time I got back, I needed to decide what I was going to do. And I ended up opting for chemo here because it doesn't cost money. That's the thing about medical tourism, is that it costs money. It might be cheaper,
Right.
but it definitely costs money. In the 6 weeks, I spent $31,000, and that's
Oof.
American dollars. In Canada, that is 40 something.
Right.
Yeah. But it's awesome. They do all kinds of things there that either isn't regulated in the States. And I know for people who love allopathic care or really truly believe in allopathic care, going somewhere where a procedure isn't regulated is very daunting. But
Sure.
but I also think that a lot, and I get, again, go down the rabbit hole with this, but a lot of what North America does, or Canada and America does, is dependent on what the pharmaceutical company allows them to do.
Certainly.
So some of
Yeah.
these treatments that could really help people, they can't charge for. So some of the things that I was doing down there was, multivitamin treatments, chelation, which is heavy metal detox. I had one bag of IV that was sodium bicarbonate, so literally baking soda, and that is just making or creating alkalinity in my body. So yeah, I can do all kinds of things there that they don't do here, or you pay handsomely for here.
Right. Yeah. Very expensive. Yeah. As we had mentioned before, my wife's a breast cancer survivor too. She went
Amazing.
surgical. She had the double mastectomy
Okay.
years ago before I met her. But together, since I've been with her, we've done reconstructive surgery on her chest. She just did the fourth set, I think.
Oh, wow.
So there's always been something wrong with how they've done it till this last one. She's got a pretty good set now. I've found a really good doctor. As you
Oh,
know,
good.
technology progresses and they get
Yeah.
better at it and better at it and stuff. So yeah,
Mhm.
the last one was because which I didn't know until it got almost time, is they have like a lifespan, like tires on a car. They only last so
Yeah.
long, and you have to get new ones. So
Yeah.
she was 10 years in and
10
had to
years.
get the next set. But when they went in, one of them had popped and we didn't know. So
Yikes.
it just sort of just oozed
Reunion
out the
therapy.
side. But the pair before that were these things called gummy bears. It was a new thing.
Yep.
She was part of a test when they did it. So
Mhm.
it didn't go anywhere. Just the side of the implant was ruptured and it was just sort of sitting off to the side.
Well, I hope she's got a good set now.
She does, and she had this time they were able to take fat from other places
Mhm.
and put it in there. So most of what's in her chest is her own body parts, for lack of a better word.
That's nice, yeah. We should definitely do a show on this where we talk more
Sure.
about it. But yeah, back to medical tourism, the cost comparison. So I had looked at the example was South Carolina. I don't know why. Is South Carolina a big place for plastic surgery? I don't know. But it was saying in South Carolina, you are going to be paying 7 to 9,000 for a tummy tuck versus 25 to 4,500 in Mexico. And I will say I've had a tummy tuck. In Canada, it's roughly ten to $12,000. I got
Right.
mine for a bit cheaper because I went to a different doctor, a good doctor, but I think he was newer. Facelifts, 8 to 14,000 in South Carolina versus 5,000 in Mexico.
Wow.
Liposuction, yeah, lipo 4 to 6,000 versus 3,500. And for breast implants, they say 45 to 65 in South Carolina. It is definitely over 10 here, but versus 4,000 in Mexico. So I can see why people go for plastic surgery. I actually had a
Sure.
weight loss surgery in Mexico in 2014, and it did not cost me little. I found a company who was Canadian based, and they definitely charge Canadian rates for these. So I should have done my research. I probably would have got it for a fraction of the cost, but you know,
Don't you guys have what, medical socialism or whatever it's called up there, where
free healthcare,
you have free healthcare,
universal
but
healthcare.
this kind of stuff isn't covered?
No, plastic surgery is definitely not covered. Even, things like I've had jaw surgery because I fell when I was a kid. So as an adult, I've had to have my jaw worked on a lot. And they don't even cover that because they say that's cosmetic, even
Wow,
though
it was an injury.
Yeah, it was an injury, and it's like my jaw. Like it's not like it
Right. You have to be able to
looks
talk
good
and
or
stuff.
anything. So
So if you would have got that done as you was when you were a child, whatever the surgery would have been covered when you did the injury.
I'm not sure. Maybe, but I
Well, you
know
would
just
think because you got hurt and it had to be fixed, and they're going, well,
yeah.
no, that's not part of the deal. We're not covering that.
Yeah, I know even to talk to the surgeon who I've had surgery with, just to talk to him again, it's $1,000. At least
Just
that
to
was
talk to him.
just to talk to him. And the kicker is they said that every 10 years for life, I would need that surgery. So I had it at 15. At 25, I was pregnant with my second. So I opted to not have it. At 35, I was just getting married and then I got cancer. So I haven't been able to do it, but it's him who mandated that I come every 10 years and yet they won't.
That's when he needs a little bump in his income ratio.
Dude
And
could
just when they come
retire
back, tell her
and
every
then
10 years.
some by now. My mother-in-law, she had breast cancer as well, and one of the drugs that they had put her on completely necroted all her jaw and her teeth on the one
Oh my
side, and
lord!
she saw the same doctor, and it was not covered, even though it was, yeah, something that cancer treatment did. I think it cost 30,000 to redo it. I think her benefits, like her insurance, covered a good chunk of it, or at least half of
Right?
it. The other half was completely out of pocket.
Wow.
So Canada's healthcare system, this is another whole story. That is going in Thursday's show. Canada's healthcare system is not what
It's
you
not
guys
as good as we
think.
hear it is down here.
No, you're gonna wait forever because when things are free,
Right?
it's
Yeah.
it
Everybody wants to do something.
yeah.
Yeah. Things that you might normally just go, I have a little bit of a limp. It's fine. Well, it's
Mhm.
free. I'm gonna go get fixed.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, to set the stage more for why medical tourism is better. So there was a time last year in May, I was back down in Mexico and I was in a group chat with some girls that I'm friends with. My other friend had just had an explant surgery, so the implant's out.
Okay.
And she had done that at a clinic 4 or 5 hours from where we live, so she didn't want to go back to that doctor just to have the drains removed. And so she went to her family doctor and they said, no, we won't do it. You have to go back to your doctor. So she ended up going to her veterinarian's office
Oh wow.
because she's a farm girl. She went to her vet's office and her vet did it for her. And my other friend who was in the group chat with us said, what's wrong with our healthcare system when one's in Mexico for cancer treatment and the other one's at a vet?
Right.
Like, yeah,
That's
so
just. I was there when they took my wife's out. Well, several times. That's quite. I mean, they just pull
oh, it's
like
the worst.
they're starting a lawnmower.
It's so scary.
Yeah. And she was so scared, and she's like, I don't want. And she's so they go, okay, on the count of three, and there was two nurses because there's one obviously on both sides. So
Mhm.
they go. So the nurses look at each other, they give each other the nod because I'm watching, and then they go 1, 2, and then a yank on two, and she goes, what happened to three? Where did three go?
Oh. And did it hurt her? Was she okay?
Yeah, it's not really that painful. I guess it's just scary as hell
It's
because I mean
anxiety.
it's like 3 feet of tubing they're
Yeah.
pulling out of you.
The first time when I had my weight loss surgery, the drain really did hurt and I was bawling. And
Yeah.
so when I had my tummy tuck, the tubes were only like the drains were like that long. I didn't even feel it. And then when they pulled it after my mastectomy, just this past November, I was really stressed because that tube gave me hell for 2 weeks. And I
Right.
was like, okay, like panicking. And I'm not much of an anxious person, but I was panicking. And he pulled it and I opened my eyes and he's like, yeah, I'm done. Like, oh, I didn't even feel it. All that
Yeah.
stress for nothing.
Yeah, all that stress for nothing at all. I think from Florida, I think that a lot of people that are down here go to Mexico. I've heard go to Mexico and go to Central America too,
Mhm.
because it's not that far. I
Yeah,
mean,
so the
quite a
top
jump for you guys
locations
from Canada. So I guess you wouldn't go the other way because then you're going into Russia and China. You don't want to go there for medical help.
well, there's a lot maybe not in Russia or China, but
I wouldn't go to China.
South Korea is
Oh yeah,
renowned
South
for
Korea.
plastic surgery, and then more Middle East, like Lebanon or Turkey. I see a lot of ads for Turkey, even
Really?
Israel. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, for much cheaper. I've even seen some Eastern European places. I don't know if that would really do it for me.
Yeah.
Go
Mm.
to Estonia or something for I don't
Right.
know.
Mm.
But yeah, the top 5 locations in the world for medical tourism, number 5 is India, and I actually know someone who went there and had, vaginal reconstruction.
Well,
Uh,
all the good doctors are Indians anyway, so that makes sense.
this is very true. Number 4 is Costa Rica, so you obviously know a thing or two.
Yes.
Number 3 is Singapore. Number 2, Thailand, which should not be a surprise for us with the amount of ladyboys that come out of
Oh,
Thailand,
that's right. Yeah, they're good at that kind of
right?
stuff. Right.
And number 1 is Mexico.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think Tijuana would be a place, but I guess it's so close, it makes sense.
Tijuana's awesome. I would go back
If
there
you're
in a
a good
heartbeat.
doctor and you're going to build a clinic, you want to build it where you're going to get the most customers. So build it close to America. Just makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
And they have connections too. Like at my cancer clinic, they had all kinds of connections. I got chiropractic care. They gave me names of dentists while I was down there, different holistic practitioners. So, if anyone is interested in cancer care in Mexico, send our Facebook page a message
There you go.
and I will give you all the info.
Becky will hook you up.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
All right. Let's see what's next on the list. Revival of classic brands. The Barbie brand, a long-standing icon in the toy industry, has experienced a remarkable revival in recent years because of the movie that came out. Barbie started when I said it here a minute. I should have underlined things. Barbie started back in the 1950s,
Right.
and then recently with electronics and video games and things, I think it's died off. But now that the movies come out, it is very popular again.
I was wondering, did it die out or did I just become an adult?
Probably both. Do you have daughters or sons?
I have 2 daughters.
Do they play with Barbies?
Well, not now. They're a teenager and a preteen, but
Oh, well, did they?
they did. They loved it. They
Yeah.
loved Barbies.
Don't know then. Barbie's You Can Be Anything campaign, empowered marketing campaign, emphasized that girls could aspire to be any career aligning with modern values of gender equality and empowerment. It was all the Barbies in the different outfits: the Doctor Barbie, the Fireman Barbie, the Dancer Barbie.
With her 22-inch waist Barbie. She's
Right.
a doctor, but she's
That's why they
tight.
fell off because of the body imaging that it gave to the young girls.
Yeah. See, I've never been a person who's against that. Like, I don't look at a Barbie and think, I need to look like that too. Big fake
Right.
boobs and 6 feet tall and a tiny little waist. Like, I've never once thought that even as a child, but I'm sure there are kids out there who, like they did say that there wasn't a lot of representation, maybe Barbies of color or things like that.
Right.
Maybe because I am not a ton of minority that I don't feel that. I don't know.
Let's see. Pop culture collaborations. Barbie was popular franchise and celebrities such as Barbie Star Wars. I didn't know about that.
Oh, what?
But there was a Barbie Star Wars collection and a Barbie modeled after influential figures like Frida Kahlo. I'm not sure who
Okay.
that is.
Frida Kahlo, yeah, Mexican.
Amelia Earhart. I know who she is. And kept the brand culturally relevant and appealing to both kids and collectors. Barbie's been a reimagined various professional roles from astronauts to scientists, inspiring young girls to dream big and break stereotypes. I guess that's a big thing with them. Movies and TV shows. The success of the Barbie animated movies and announcement of a live action Barbie movie. This must be a little bit dated information. With Margot Robbie. Big fan of Margot Robbie.
Yeah, she's beautiful and a great actress.
Reignite interest in the brand. These media expansions have helped Barbie reach new audiences and stay relevant in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype surrounding that Barbie movie. I think it definitely did something for the franchise for sure. If you're saying that maybe it was kind of outdated and probably because
A
of
little
the
stale,
standards.
maybe.
Yeah, it definitely gave it a resurgence. Like everyone, what is it called? Barbie core. Girls love Barbie core. It's just a name for like a Barbie aesthetic.
Was that like a look?
I guess so. I know I'm too old
Oh.
to say things like that, but like I got my nails done, for example, and someone said to me recently, "Ooh, Barbie core."
I was thinking they were Barbie colors as soon as you put them up.
Yeah, no, Barbie core, I guess.
I just saw something. Now I lost it. Oh, eco-friendly. Mattel is committed to making Barbie dolls and accessories from recycled bio-based plastics, aligning with the growing consumer concerns about substantiability and environmental impact. I did not know Barbie is eco-friendly.
I wonder what like reusable or recyclable.
Recycled plastic, I guess they could make her body out of.
It's like old bottles or something.
I'm guessing. Maybe they make her out of beer bottles or something.
Right.
Barbie beer bottles. All right. That topic kind of flopped, but it sounded better in my head. All right, top 5 Vegas hotels on a budget. Apparently, our Becky there is on her way to Vegas soon.
Yeah. So, fun fact, not yesterday. Oh, sorry, not what day is it today? Jeez, on Friday, I had my very last cancer treatment. My whole
Yes, I
program
saw
is
the ringing of
complete.
the bell on your Facebook.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, that's
Congratulations.
right. So my husband and I are going to go down to Vegas. I mean, Vegas is not a relaxing trip by any means, but he had some points to go down there, so it didn't
Gotcha.
really cost us anything. That's the only reason
Right.
we're going. But it's a nice little celebration. It fell in line with my last cancer treatment. So we're going to go. And so it got me thinking, hey, I should do a couple of Vegas top 5 lists for this week and even into next week. And today's is, yeah, top 5 Vegas hotels on a budget. And I will put a little asterisk there and say not gross hotels
Oh,
because
okay. Yeah, Ron and I were talking before you came on this morning that budget hotels in Vegas could be a little scary.
yeah, like I always see dirt cheap for Circus Circus or the Rio or what's the other
Circus
one?
Circus looks nasty from the outside. I've never
Oil.
been inside.
Yeah. We follow quite a few Vegas pages on Instagram and they are forever showing these hotel rooms with little bugs in them. So
Have you been to Vegas before?
I have, yeah.
It's so hot there.
It
It's
is 43, so what is that?
700 degrees. It's got to be.
86, 116 right now.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I go to a trade show there every year, and it's just miserable hot when you go outside.
Yeah. Yeah, Ron's saying it's a dry heat. That's true, and where I am in
Mm,
Canada or in Alberta, it's also a dry heat, so that's tolerable. When you go East Coast, where you guys are,
yeah.
humidity, ooh,
Oh, the
gosh.
other night you can almost cut the air at 10 o'clock at night. It was so thick outside.
Oh.
It was miserable.
Yeah, my husband is definitely not looking forward to the 115-degree heat. He's like, "I'm gonna die." And for me, because I had to do all that treatment this year, I had radiation, for my chest, so I can't
Right.
have it exposed anymore. Plus, I mean,
Oh,
I don't have a boob, so, like, what am I gonna expose? But, I have to be very cautious, so I'm thinking, like, "What the heck am I gonna wear down there?" Because I'm gonna need to wear something that's loose and
right.
comfortable and flowy, but I also have to be covered. So, oh, Kenneth Schofield, I changed my mind, not going.
He's not going.
Yeah, I mean, maybe April is a better month or like October.
I was there in April of this year. Still hot.
Oh, really? Okay, because we went in March a few years ago, actually, right when COVID hit. The day we flew back is when
Right.
the world shut down. Um, and it was not hot. It was not enjoyable at all. And then we went last year in April when I was done my cancer treatment in Tijuana. We had a stopover in Vegas on our way home. It
Right.
was awful, like torrential winds. It was terrible.
Yeah, and it's cold at night, which is the weird
Yeah,
part. So at night we're freezing because we didn't pack for cold weather,
yeah.
and then but in the daytime you're still hot.
Yeah, well, it's not overnight right now. I've been looking at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and it's still
Right.
about 90-ish degrees.
Ugh. Yeah, the show used to be in June or July, and it was just miserable in June or July.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
April
been in
was a little
August before and it was warm. It was toasty, but I like it because I am dying for some sun.
right. Well, now you can't be in the sun though.
Well, my arms can be.
Oh, well, maybe some sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. Okay, top 5 hotels on a
Top five.
budget. So I ranked these in my order, and
Okay.
I did just some research based on rating and price per night and resort fee per night, and then also kind of what they offered. So coming in at number 5, this is a total wild card, and people are probably not going to agree with me on this one, but it's the California Hotel on Fremont Street. It was rated very high, 8.4. This is on hotels.com. The price for their regular room is $61 a night. That's Canadian dollars. So in American, on Expedia's website, $51 a night. So
Oh,
that's quite reasonable. They had the lowest resort fees of the ones on my list at 44 Canadian or 32 American per night.
$32 a night resort fee.
Yeah, I mean that's such a scam in itself.
Right. So I'm at like $80 for the night. All right. I feel a little better than
$83 American.
the 50. The 50 seems way too cheap for Vegas.
Yeah, right. But 83 I think
Yeah,
is
that's
doable
that's
for
okay.
sure.
Yeah, for Vegas.
That's a deluxe room with 2 queen beds. The pros to this hotel, it's a good location. The rooms are clean, low resort fees compared to some of the others. Free parking, I guess, if you've driven there. The cons is that there's no spa, and
Oh
it's not
no, no spa.
right. Who can afford to go to these spas anyway?
Right, who's going to the spa if you're paying everything else?
Exactly. It's not a glamorous hotel by any means. It does need updating, and there's not a lot of food choices there. But I mean, you're on Fremont Street, so it's not like you can't pop
Right,
out
there's stuff
and go
everywhere.
get something. Yeah. So that's my number 5, total wild card. Coming in at number 4 is the Sahara. And I've never stayed there, but it looked really nice. They've done quite a bit of updating lately. The prices were good, $56 Canadian, 52 American, even though that's not quite an accurate conversion, but between hotels and Expedia. $78 resort fee though. So it's more expensive per night than actually staying there.
Oh
And
wow, yeah.
and then USD, it was 57 per night, but it was rated 8 out of 10. And for the Mara King or the Blanca King, that's just a king size room. The pros, it's cheap, it's clean, it's renovated. The monorail is right there, so you can hop on and off
All
that.
right, so yeah, I stayed there this past April.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
They have a lot of
nice.
conventions around there, do they not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because that monorail runs right to the convention center,
Oh, okay.
and the new
Cool.
Tesla tunnel's right there too,
Oh, interesting.
which is weird.
The Tesla tunnel?
Yeah, it's just Tesla cars that run through it,
Oh,
but there's like 8 cars, so it's not that fast. But there's like 8 cars because there's only one tunnel, so you get in the car and all 8 go zip 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 to the convention center,
oh.
and then they all turn around and then they all shoot back. So there's not like room for 2 cars in the tunnel at the same time.
Weird. That seems like a very niche thing that they've built, the Tesla tunnel.
Yeah, I'm sure Tesla paid for it as a thing. We
Oh,
never
I'm
used
sure.
it because it was only like 75% finished, so it looked weird from what people told us who did use it. We're like, you'll be driving and then there'll be, where they're still digging the tunnel out on the as it zips by on the window.
Mm,
Seemed kind of scary.
weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Sahara, the pros, it's cheap, it's clean, it's renovated. They have a ton of food choices, the monorail, and they have a spa.
Yeah.
There's also quite a few pool parties and events, if that's your thing. It looked like they had a lot of like Spanish events coming up. So
Oh,
that looked fun to me. Like I like a good nightlife. The
right.
cons, it's far if you're looking for the hustle and bustle of the main part of the
Yeah, it's
strip.
off by itself.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about the slow elevators. I know I stayed at Flamingo once and the elevators were insanely slow. You'd be better off just walking 20
Yeah, the
floors.
elevators were slow.
Yeah, and then a slow check-in. Did you find that was the case?
It did seem to take a while. There was a bunch of us that went, so we shared rooms. So I wasn't on the check-in or check-out program, but there
Mhm.
was a long wait. It seemed like, yeah, a
Yeah,
usually long wait.
interesting. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not in a huge rush when I'm there, so I don't
Yeah,
mind.
I mean, it wasn't like hours. It was, maybe 20 minutes opposed to a 10 or 15 minutes. So it wasn't terribly, terribly bad.
Oh, okay, that's not bad then. All right, number 3, Treasure Island, rated 8.2 out of 10 on hotels.com. It's $72 a night Canadian with a $70 resort fee. American was $52 a night with a $51 resort fee. So $103 again. That's not bad. That's what you're paying to go to like a travel lodge here.
Right.
Actually, it's probably cheaper than that. That's the run of the house room, 1 king bed or 2 queen beds. The pros are that there's a central location. They have tons of shows there, Cirque Mystère and Senior Frogs and a whole bunch of other restaurants and stuff. It's renovated. There's a cool theme, right? And a really nice pool. Cons is that it's dated and tired. That's what a lot of people were saying. Like you need
Right.
to
It's kind of
update.
old.
And I didn't realize this, but the pirate show hasn't even been in commission since 2013.
Really? I didn't know that either.
I didn't know like that's the reason people went.
Yeah,
But
that's the draw for the place.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, coming in at number 2 is the Golden Nugget, and that was rated 8 out of 10, $66 a night with a $68 resort fee in Canadian dollars, $59 a night with a $50 resort fee. And that's again for the run of the house room, 1 king or 2 doubles. The pros, the pool is really nice. It has that aquarium that you can see from the pool. It's got the old school Vegas vibes, which a lot of people dig. And it's a great location, lots of good eating there, a good mix of different restaurants, and there's tons of bars. So if it's, you're seen to party up Old Vegas style, go to the Golden Nugget.
Golden
Cons,
Nugget.
the
Go ahead.
cons of that, it's older. A lot of people were saying it's not safe. They were burgled there.
Oh,
What
wow.
people were saying that they were roofied. I mean, this can happen anywhere. I'm not holding it against the Golden Nugget. It's not like the Golden Nugget roofied them. But yeah, and they said that they need more renos. But
Complimentary drink for you, sir.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
And coming in at number one, again, this is completely based on my opinion and nothing else, my uneducated opinion, was the Excalibur. Now, it was rated 7.8, so a little bit lower for the ratings, but it was $45 a night Canadian with a $58 resort fee, $33 American with a $42 resort fee. So you can stay there for $75 a night. For the Royal King Tower, which is one king bed or two queens, it's cheap. Obviously, that's a good price. We've stayed there. We stayed there in 2020. It was nice. I did not think it was rundown or anything. I thought it was very lovely. They were clean, obviously. Tons of different things to do there. Tournament of Kings, Thunder Down Under, Australian Bee Gees, Dick's. There's an arcade there, 15 restaurants, the food court, access to the Luxor, the Mandalay Bay is right there. New York is just right there. So great location. Some of the cons is that it is a little bit dated. I mean, as all of these hotels are, unless you're paying $300-400 a night.
Right.
And it's kind of near to the end of the strip. So if your jam isn't MGM or New York or whatever nearby, it's kind of a hike. And long check-ins. I do recall very long check-ins. And then someone was complaining that there are too many kids there. And probably because it is more of a family-friendly hotel with the arcade and things like that. A lot of kids. So, that could be a con for you. That could be a pro. I don't know. I guess it depends who's going. But yeah, that is my list. Excalibur at number one.
Oh, did you go to Thunder Down Under when you were there?
No, but they were actually just here in Edmonton, and a friend of mine went. That's not really my scene. I don't know. I don't think I could convince my husband to go either. Also.
Oh, that was the next question. Maybe he would like to take you.
He's my Thunder from Down Under. Now that he's listening.
Oh, that's sweet. All right, last thing on the list today is social media challenges. There's always a new social media challenge going on somewhere on TikTok or Instagram or even Facebook. But here are the latest ones. The Plank Challenge. This fitness challenge has participants showcasing their endurance by performing and holding various plank positions. It's popular for both beginners and fitness enthusiasts.
Like on your elbows and your toes?
Yeah, when you get on your elbows and you see all. I've never seen this one, but it made the top list for 2020.
You remember when planking it was a thing? It was quite a few years ago now, but that you weren't using your toes, or you were just kind of laying there on stuff, and that was like a big thing. Why? I don't know.
Flip the Switch Challenge. In this fun challenge, two people stand in front of a mirror or camera and abruptly switch outfits, often using clever editing tricks. The result is humorous and entertaining. Videos have been captivated millions. I haven't seen this one either.
Oh, they're funny. I've seen some pretty entertaining ones.
My wife's always wanted to do something, so maybe we'll try that one.
That'd be cute.
I do a bunch of weird stuff all the time, and she's always wanting to be in them. The Level Up Challenge. Participants show off their best dance moves to the hit song Level Up, encouraging creativity and self-expression in dance. I can't dance to save my life, but I do like watching the dance videos.
But I like watching the dance videos when they're good dancers.
Oh, the funny ones, the bad dancers are funny. Those are entertaining.
That's true. It's that middle ground where they're like an okay dancer. I don't want to watch them.
Right. Now, I don't know if it's on the list. Let me look real quick. I do like the one lately, the jump one, where they put their phone down and they run and jump, and then they put their phone down when they get to the beach, and they jump the other direction. I like those. I'm fascinated with those lately.
Yes, the transition videos. Yeah, those are cool.
Right. I like this one too. The Wipe Up Challenge. This involves cleaning a mirror to reveal surprising transformations with each wipe, creating amusing and creative concepts.
A lot of people do it like this too, where they'll like go into the camera, and then when they come back, they have like a full face of makeup or a new outfit, or if they're a guy and they're a drag queen or whatever, like just a total transition.
I half expected you to be wearing something else when you just did that.
I'm a magician. I would have whipped my wig off.
Oh. Blinding Lights Challenge. Inspired by the Weeknd music video, users replicate the dance moves, The Blinding Light, Contributing to the platform. I'm not familiar with this one either.
I know
I
the
guess
song. I can't think of the
I'm a
challenge.
lot older than I thought I was.
You're really aging yourself right now, Mike.
Apparently, yes. Instagram collab posts. Although not a challenge, this trend involves 2 or more accounts posting the same content, sharing likes and comments, and boosting engagement. I have seen a lot of these lately. These challenging trends are not only engaging users, but also foster creativity and community on social media platforms.
You know what I'm missing?
What?
I'm missing all those stupid challenges, what that were more like life-threatening, like eating detergent or like.
Oh, those things. Yeah, those are. Hopefully, they don't do those anymore.
The
Yeah, the
people grow up. That generation is like in the working class now, so maybe they, Tide Pods.
Tide
Ron's
Pods.
saying,
Right.
they have jobs and probably families now, so maybe they're
They're
not.
now they're too busy, or they finally gotten smart and they're not doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right. Or like the cinnamon challenge. It was like take a big scoop of
Oh
cinnamon.
yeah, how much cinnamon can you put in your mouth?
Yeah, or chug this chocolate milk, and everyone pukes every time.
I haven't seen the chug the chocolate.
Oh yeah, you can't drink a 4 liter or what is that, a gallon of chocolate milk without puking. I don't think it's possible.
Is it any milk or just the chocolate milk?
Well, that I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to try it. You test it out.
There we go. We'll do that. Ron, we need you to do that on Thursday.
Your wife wanted to get involved. Get her a chocolate
Oh, there
milk.
you go. Here, honey, drink the chocolate milk.
Chug the gallon and let's know if you throw up.
I watched a video this morning. I watched it 3 times. I don't know why, but the girl was cutting up watermelon. She cut up banana, and then she put ice cubes and then strawberry milk in a bowl. And she called it a name and then ate it. It was 3:00 in the morning. She said she was dehydrated. So I have no idea I don't know why I just kept watching it.
You said she put milk in there too?
Yeah, strawberry milk at the end. It made like this ice banana jello watermelon soup like stuff, and then ate it like a dessert.
At 3 a.m, is she not sleeping?
No, apparently not. She said she woke up, she was dehydrated. So she was trying to be maybe
screen time. Her body can't reset.
She's trying to be quiet, so like she's cutting the watermelon and it made a lot of noise, so she'd stop.
I was gonna say nobody's cutting up a watermelon in the middle of the night and being quiet about it. You have every light on. Your chop.
Oh, she only had one light on. She only had one light on in the kitchen because everything behind her was dark.
What a weird video, and she felt the need to post it. Take a video of it.
Well, I watched it 3 times, so I mean, somebody else had to.
Oh my gosh, you're the reason why TikTok.
I'm the reason. I'm like, what was that ice? She put ice in it. Now I got to watch it again to see if that was
weird. Like, who wants that in the middle of the night? Do you want to wake up your body, or do you want to relax it? Maybe warm up that milk.
It was a giant ass bowl too to get all that in. It was like half a watermelon she put in it.
Oh, this generation is so strange.
Yeah, it was so weird. All right, well, that sort of wraps things up for today. That's all the time we have. Thank you much for joining us on Going On Daily. We hope you enjoy the show as much as we did. You got anything you want to plug there, Becky?
Oh, yeah, I do a podcast. I didn't know what we were plugging ourselves here. I have a podcast with my friend Ashley. It's called Two Girls with Cancer. As the name suggests, her and I both had cancer last year. Actually, she was stage 4, I was stage 3. And her and I are both currently in the NED stage, the no evidence of disease phase.
Congratulations.
So, thank you so much. Yeah, we are just talking on there a lot of days. It's just us complaining or venting. But, there are some things like today we're recording and we are going to talk about juicing because we both love juicing. So some good stuff there. So go check us out on, we're on Instagram and TikTok. I hate to say that. We're on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. Two Girls with Cancer, 2 like TWO.
Is that the same name for Instagram and TikTok and everything too?
Yeah, for everything. Two Girls with Cancer. And I wear a new wig every week. So check it out. I've got 12 wigs for some stupid reason. So, and most of the time I just wear my short hair.
All right, make sure to come back tomorrow with Richard and it'll be me and Richard again tomorrow, driving the show, some exciting new topics. Then on Thursday, Ron and Becky will be back running the shows. You definitely don't want to miss that.
Yes, I'm going to have Top 5 Vegas all week. Actually, I think I might join you guys tomorrow briefly for 5 minutes and do a Top 5 Vegas of some sort. Maybe the top 5 grossest hotels.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
What colors do we have to pick from? I want to pick the wig.
I've got this like orangey kind of curly one. I've got a red.
All right, stop. You can have me an orange curly one.
Okay, that's the one. I wear that one with a hat though. I wore it out the other night with my Oilers jersey, my orange jersey. So
that you wore last week.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's my husband's. I wore a different red
Oh,
jersey.
you have a different one.
Okay, tomorrow is Orange Wig Day.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We got to go.
Bye.
Bye, guys.